this nice view. I love groundwater. Whoa, who are you?
I'm Henry.
Where are we today?
Pittsburgh.
And what is this?
This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Nationals, NAWCQ 2019.
Bam!
Bong.
How many people are in this tournament?
2091.
Who are you playing today?
I was playing Not Prank Kids.
Not Prank Kids?
Not Prank Kids.
Prank Kids again? Not playing Prank Kids again?
Nope.
What deck are you playing?
I'm playing Zefra, Endymion, Guardragon, Pendulums.
Uh-huh.
And basically, I got to day 2. I was my opponent not having called by the grave away from going to top 64, maybe going farther, but I unfortunately lost against Orcus in the bubble.
Damn.
So it's all right. But I am really proud about how the deck performed, and I really like how I played, and my matchups were pretty okay. So I had a really fun time. I thought the deck worked really well, and I thought it was a really cool meta call. I was gonna play Orcus, but the thing about Orcus was that the mirror was kind of degenerate, and it was kind of like if you have the Lancia, then you win, or lose, or called by the grave, and you just kept on losing to the same cards.
Yep.
And it was very predictable, and everyone knows how to play around it. Like, you shouldn't be at this event if you don't know how to play around Orcus. So it was just inherently weak. I mean, obviously some people will top with it because eventually, like, people will win with it. It's a good deck, but like, I felt like I probably would not get lucky with that deck because you need a luck. So.
Okay.
Yep.
And what's the objective of Zefra?
Objective to Zefra is to make a Guardragon combo, but a better combo than Thunder. So, yeah, what's good about it is that it doesn't lose to cards like Lancia. It doesn't get affected by Call by the Grave with a few exceptions. And it doesn't lose to that many cards. If you're able... What I like about Zefra compared to Magicians is that if you get Impermanence on your Electromite, your scales are a little bit more flexible. So, like, say that you go Electromite first and they impermanence it, then you know what to search with Wrath. So you know what scales to set up. And you can still Pendulum summon, you can still make a play. And a lot of times, I got hand trapped. I thought I was going to, like, end with nothing. But I ended up having access to something like Destrudo, and I had, like, 3 or 4 monsters, so I was able to do the full Guardragon combo and still combo off. And I was, like, insane. Like, the fact that you could just do that, you could play. I played like through 2 or 3 hand trap one game. It was really easy, and I still made the full Guardragon combo.
Damn, 2, 3 hand trap? That's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, good job.
Yep.
Okay, show me what it is.
So we got Zefras. I played a very minimal Zefra engine. Only 2 Zefrath. Card's amazing, but you don't want to see multiples of it. 1 Nayu, 1 Wendy, and 1 Thubin.
Okay.
So basically, the objective of this deck was to not brick with Zefras, but still get the utility from them. So the 2 Wrath led you into being able to have flexible scales. We played a lot of ways. We played a total of 6 ways to search it and 2 copies of itself. So you have basically 8 copies of Wrath. You could also send it with Electromite to search it that way. So you always pretty much had access to this, which was good. And then Nayu searches your Negate, searches Divine Strike. Wendy can recur them back from the extra deck, but the reason why you play it is it's another 7 scale, because that comes up a lot. Because you have a turn to set up a negate, and then you have a turn to kill them, and you need to have another 7 scale. So it does come up, and it also works with another card in my deck, which I'll get into a little bit. And then Thubin is the only 1 scale that I played in case you have a high scale, and you want to send a low scale. And Thubin was able to pop a card, outs Floodgates. It works well with Providence if you have that set up. So yeah, these were the best ones to play in my opinion. So that's it for the Zefras. And then we'll play the Supreme King engine. I wanted to max out on it, just 3 and 1. I think Darkworm is one of the best cards in the game right now.
So good.
Being able to send this with Dragon Shrine, you just get such a free play. And yeah, I just like that you can do the whole Guardragon combo with it. So, played 3 Hamster. This is the best card in my deck.
Hamster?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2 people call the Judge. They don't really know how this card works.
Yeah.
So when you normal summon this, you need to have a level 5 or lower monster in the extra deck to use the effect. And then once you tribute it, then you choose. So like a very easy way to get its effect off was if you have this and Zefrath, any version of Zefrath, you activate Zefrath, you send the Wendy instead of the Nayu, and then you send that, you normal summon this. You tribute as cost. It checks if there's a level 4 or lower in the face-up extra deck, and then if there is, then you choose. So you can choose itself and some of the other 2. And at that point, you have access to Electromite, A lot of times I made Electromite without normal summoning. I sent this to the extra deck.
Yeah.
I added it back. I normal summoned it. I summoned 2, and I ended on a Dweller on top of all of my negates. Yeah, so it's pretty broken. Yep, so Hamster, best card in my deck. I would not play this deck without that card, and to make the Hamster even more broken, I played some more targets for it. I played three Curtain Raiser. So I actually didn't play Chronograph. A lot of people love Chronograph. I didn't like Chronograph because it incorporated another brick into the deck, which was Time Gazer, and the deck already plays bricks because you play Zefras. So I didn't want to play any more bricks at all, so I figured that this was a level 4. You can make Dweller with it. It's a 2200 beat stick in the grind game. You can summon it if you don't have access to like another monster, if it's by itself. So it was just overall a really good card. It's also a dark. So when you go, if you really have to, you can use Darkworm's other effect where you scale the 0, and you can only Pendulum summon darks. So it worked with that restriction really well. So those are extenders, and then the Endymions. We just played 3 Servant and 1 of the big guy, and I guess one Jackal. So I didn't really want to play like. This never really came up for me at all, like before in testing. But then what happened was I started drawing this card a lot with the Jackal, and it really didn't work out. So I wanted to play another target, so at least play this. This is broken against Striker. I blew out a couple Strikers with this card because you just have negate after negate after negate.
What does it do?
So basically, if this say it's in the scale, right?
Yeah.
You can remove 6 spell counters from anywhere, special summon it. Then like just like Gamma, it has the full effect in one effect, so you can't like if you don't respond to the original scale effect. What happens is it summons and it checks for how many cards you can put spell counters on, and then pops that many cards on the field. Yeah, so it's a broken card. It's a blowout, and then when it's on the field, you can remove when a spell or trap or effect is activated. You can remove a card that has a spell counter on it to the hand, return to the hand, and then negate that spell or trap, and then you can place that many spell counters that was on that card onto this card. It has like a billion effects, and all of them are amazing. So I thought it would be a brick, but it was actually not a brick because it's a high scale. It does something, and it's broken. I started out going second, but going first is really strong. And then Jackal is really good. I think you have to play Jackal because when you're going into the Electromite play and you have this and you open this with like Zefra Providence or something like that, and where you instantly get 3 spell counters on it, you just summon this and you summon the Jackal, then you play like another scale or whatever, and this has 3 counters, and then if they have a hand trap for your Electromite, you can negate the hand trap. So it's pretty good for protecting your play. So it's kind of similar to like Connect or Dolphin, I guess, in a way, before you make the Orcus play. Kind of similar. And then I played 2 cards for the Guardragon combo. I played Aether. When this is normal special summon, you can banish a card. Nothing once per turn about it. It comes up a lot in the grind game. I summon this off the Heavenly Spheres a lot, so a lot of times I'll end on 3 or 4 negates with the Spheres. So they'll think I have a bounce, but I have a bounce and a banish. Because against Salmon Greats, I'll wait for them to put 2 monsters on board, and then I'll bounce the Spinny, which gets banished because it was they probably use the effect, and then I'll summon the Aether to banish the Gazelle. So it's like 2 removals in 1, and this card is broken. Destrudo. I played Dragon Shrine. I play Ravine. You have 2 ways to send this to grave. You also have the Guardragon combo to summon it, and like if your combo gets stopped. If your Electromite gets stopped, you can use this to turn it to LP, and then you can just make the Guardragon combo that way. In the grind game, you can make FA Dawn Dragster or Cyber's Quantum Dragon, and you can just push through fields. I think it's really broken. So those were 2 pretty good cards for me this weekend. And then I played 1 hand trap in the main. I played 3 Gamma.
Oh, wow.
Gamma is the most broken card. People love ashing this card. I don't know why. It's not good to ash this card. Never ash this card. Because it stays in hand. You just use it again. It's not once per turn. Yeah, so it's really good. There's a lot of cards in my deck that are very ashable, like especially with Rescue Hamster. Because it tributes its costs. They go ash. I go Gamma. It's like,
also spell cards too, right?
Yeah, so many spell cards. Look at all these spell cards, man. We have 3 Dragon Shrine.
Ash.
We have 3 Spell Power Master.
Ash. Gamma.
We have 2 Oracle of Zefra.
Ash. Gamma.
We have Ravine.
Ash. Gamma.
We have 2 Terraforming.
Ash. Gamma.
We have Set Rotation.
Ash. Wait, can you ash this?
No, but you ash the Oracle or that, yeah.
Okay.
2 Providence.
Ash Gamma.
1 Foolish Barrier.
Ash Gamma.
Yeah, all these cards are Ash Gamma.
Besides that one.
The last one is the Divine Strike.
Oh, yeah.
That's the broken trap that you search.
Yep.
And It's just broken because it's a hard negate, it's a counter trap, and it just gets rid of the problem.
Solemn Judgment.
The only thing I don't like about it is that when you set this up against Orcus, they can bait it out very easily with the field spell, the Trickstar light stage or whatever. Yeah. So that's kind of annoying, but against every other matchup is really good.
Yep.
So that was the main deck. 42 cards.
Okay.
I was 41 for a while, but then I added the level 8 guy, or level 7 guy, whatever it is. Then I'll play a side deck here. I played Triple Lancia. This covered the. I tried to find as many cards that overlap.
Okay.
So Orcus was the main hit. A lot of Orcus today. Thunder to an extent as well.
Okay. Next.
I played for back row decks. I played 3 Pankratops.
Okay. Next.
3 Steel Eel.
What does this one do? This one, that one, no.
Yeah. So
what does it do?
basically, this is summoned.
Yeah.
It's not once per turn. You can when it's summoned, you can target any back row, and it's stunned, and neither player can respond. So it's like Denko for 1 card, but it's permanent even after it leaves the field.
Oh.
When it's in the scale, it does a similar thing for face-up monsters. So it's really good, and it works with Rescue Hamster.
Oh.
And also, if you have Gate 0 on the field, you can Pendulum summon this, because it's level 1, and 0 is scale 0. So you can Pendulum summon multiples and stun multiple back rows. So unless they strike the summon or something, say they have multiple Widow Anchors or whatever the case is, you can summon multiples of these, stun both of them, and they can't respond.
Fancy.
So, yeah, the card was neat. Like, I liked having these cards in my deck.
Yep.
I also played Mythical Beast Garuda. I just wanted to apply pressure going second. So I sided out like the master, the level 7 guy for this, like when going second, because it's summonable off of Servant, so it's another target for Servant in case you brick with Jackal. And it just, it's good. Like, you scale it, you pop a back row. It's a hand trap. You can. I actually don't. I never use the in-hand effect, but it does something in the hand where you can remove spell counters from the field, special summon this card, and then you can return a special summon monster to the hand. Okay. So it has other effects, but it's mostly used to pop back row. So these were all used versus like stun, like Alter Guy, Striker, Guru, decks like that. It just applied a lot of pressure. So that's what I liked about it. The only mistake in my whole entire deck was playing this card.
Mistake, really?
Yeah.
Why?
I never came up. Like, I sided in twice, and both times I drew it, I actually discarded off Dragon's Ravine, which is weird.
Oh, man.
But it never came up. I played it because I wanted another card to go second against Thunder with. Because Thunder is my worst matchup. I outright lose to Colossus, which is one of the weaknesses of the deck. Okay. But with that being said, I would probably just take the L there and just play 2 Ash for the Orcus matchup. Because it's still not bad against Thunder, and Ash is just generically good. So I would just play a generically good hand trap. So, and you can't really afford the discard, to be honest. So. And then 3 impermanents to round it out. When people would scoop up, like a lot of times I'll make the broken board and they'll just scoop their cards. It's just a generic good card to like put in going second for whoever they're playing. Okay. So that's it for the side deck. And then for the extra deck, I play 1 Electromite. Yep. 1 Beat Cop. 1 Nightmare Phoenix to pop problematic back rows. For the Guardragon combo, I played the Heretic Sphere, the LP, the Agapane, the Triple Burst, and then the reason why I love this deck is because it summons the best card that you could possibly summon off of an Agapane. Because the problem with Thunder is that they can either summon Hot Red or Crystal Wing, and like most people play Hot Red because they don't want to get evenly. But Crystal Wing is the only one that destroys the card, and this card just is the best of both worlds. And when it's summoned going second, you can target a face-up attack position monster, return to the hand, which is really good against Salmon Gray to bounce like the Stalio or whatever. So it's a really good card, and it's one of the reasons why Pendulums is viable right now. Okay. So
triply proud of you.
Yeah, thank you. And then play some 4s. I played Avermax, never came up today, but it's really good against Striker.
For OTK time, right?
OTK time. Borrelsaur and Borreload. What's really funny is that you can summon these off of Agapane and go for
game. So many big dudes.
Yeah.
You take one out.
No, I think they're all very good. There's not a lot of amazing cards that go in the extra deck, and these are pretty much going to steal you games. So
what's the difference between these two? Why would you play one above?
Well, this is the better one to go into, but this one you can use if you have like
what situation?
If you have Triple Burst and another extra deck monster. Okay. So say you have Triple Burst or whatever, and you have a Pendulum Summon or whatever, or if you have like a Beat Cop and you Pendulum Summon 2 from extra, and you can go into this because they're from extra deck.
Okay, I guess.
So yeah, it's not bad. There's not really like a better card to play. So I played the Starting Venom for For the fusion, I would take this out of place. What I liked about it is that in certain scenarios, you can actually summon this off of Agapane.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would ever come up, but in case you can crash and destroy their whole board. Yeah. 2 synchros I played for Destrudo. I played Dawn Draxter and Cyber's Quantum Dragon.
Yep.
I didn't believe in this card, but it's actually really good because against Thunder Dragons, they don't play any spells except for the Second's Light, and I'm not trying to like play around that card, so I'm just gonna play this to protect my spheres, because if this is on the board while you control a Link monster, they can only attack the Quantum Dragon. So if you have a board that you have spheres, you have a Vortex, with the counter trap, and you have Quantum, they can only attack the Quantum. So a lot of times people go like Pankratops, Battle Phase, attack this. They have to attack this, you know, like, and then you can just bounce it, you know. So it's just it forces them to play a little bit harder into the negates.
Okay.
So and plus it's also good. A lot of times when I hand trap Orcust, they'll try to end on Orcust Nightmare in defense mode and pass. And hope that you don't get over it, and then you go into Quantum Dragon and bounce the Orcust Nightmare to hand so that they don't have the play for next turn. So and that came up like 3 times.
Okay.
And then if I would have just killed the Orcust Nightmare and I wasn't able to do game, they could have full Orcust comboed me the next turn. So it comes up in the grind game a lot.
Okay.
And then I just played Dweller.
More? Oh, last
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Last card is Dweller. This was a last minute change. I was playing like Yazi or something like that, but I decided to play this because I was playing so many 4s with Rescue Hamster.
Yeah.
And again, if you make Electromite, it doesn't happen a lot, but occasionally when you're able to make Electromite without normal summoning, you send the hamster, you normal summon the hamster, use effects, summon 2 4s, and then you make Dweller on top of everything else.
How was Dweller for you?
Dweller was okay. It stopped me once because I played against Dylan Fricker. He played Jesse Cotton's Sky Striker list.
I know Jesse Cotton.
Jesse Cotton's Sky Striker list with Utopia combo. It's double
so
or nothing.
essentially, you got certified.
Yeah,
you got certified.
He summoned the Utopia that searches double or nothing.
Yeah.
Then he overlaid another time, activated double or nothing, and then he attacked the Dweller, which is the only one in attack position, for 10k. I took 83 damage, and that's how I lost the game. So, anyway, other than that, Dweller was pretty good. But overall, I think the deck is really good. If you know what you're playing against, like in the meta, it could be because you build your extra deck around the whole meta, and you could just negate the right cards, you're going to win the game. So overall, the deck performed really well. I really like the meta call because, again, it didn't lose to as many cards. And it just plays every game. It's really consistent. So there's no like 1 or 2 card combos. But if you have access to the Guardragon combo, you're just pretty much winning the game, and you put so much pressure on, which is what I like about it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the deck profile. I wish I was able to win that last match so we can get top 64 and just say that I topped the Zefra.
Yeah.
But overall, I'm really happy. I had a really fun time. I came with people I never met before, and they're all really fun. I made a lot of new friends. Shout out to my friend Elias for testing with me every single day. Actually, we were playing Orcust for a while, and then I switched to this. But it's always good to have testing partners. And shout outs to Tayfun. He had the original Zefra list from a couple months ago or weeks ago, and I worked off his list. I added the hamster, added a couple of changes, but overall I got his list, used his list, and it's really good. So. That's really all I have to say. Shouts to Clark and Trevor and everyone else who supports my Yu-Gi-Oh ventures. And I'm so angry. And Ranks. Check out Ranks.
We have an app now, right?
App now. It's up on the Google store.
Yeah.
And you can find it. It's not trafficked as much, so you have to dig for it. But I'm sure that when you get there, you'll be very much pleased with what you see.
Or tournament community. Hi.
Tournament community. We're trying to engage the community into playing more games and trying to unite each other to just being able to say that we're one big community. We're able to keep track of everything, and we just have everything in one place. So I think that Ranks is going to help organize the game a lot more going forward. So anyway, thank you for your support on my deck profile, and yeah, see you guys next time with more Prank Kids combos. See you guys. Bye.
Bye.